Hello everyone, Be Vicious here. So, I've been listening a bunch to Symphony X's new album, Underworld. They just released it on Friday, and Symphony X, I'll give you a little background of me and this band. Um, so, I don't particularly know when I first started listening. You know what? No, I do. I remember I was listening. That was on Pandora, and I'd heard of Symphony X prior to it, but there was a song that had come on. I was listening to Dream Theater Radio, and Symphony X came on, and what song was it? Evolution: The Grand Design. That was the first song that officially introduced me to Symphony X, and from there I've diverged out, not completely, but this is a band that has always sparked my interest, and I've always really admired Michael Romeo's guitar work, and it's just some of the ways that they've composed music over the years has been very interesting and symphonic and just some. It's not quite what you hear from other bands. It's different, and I really enjoy this band a lot. So, getting back to Underworld. Now, this is an album that was. It's not a concept album, but apparently it is influenced by Dante's Inferno, which is very prevalent, and the the lyrical themes are very, they're very vibrant. You can, see what's being talked about, and they did a great job portraying that. And this album really, throughout its entirety, really had me kind of, at, very interested throughout most of it. Uh, as stated, Michael Romeo, his guitar work is just insane. He is by far one of the best riff makers that I can think of. Just some of the things that he creates, and just so driving, so powerful, so catchy, and it gets you going so many times, and he does it seemingly flawless. And there are songs on here that when it's not really riff based, or it's not as powerful. I think those are the songs that he really kicks it up with the solo work and some of them, and it's always a blast to listen to what he's doing, and just it's he's obviously not the main part of the band, but as a guitarist myself, I can't help but just admire some of the things he does on guitars. It's as far as guitar solos go, this is by far the best album that I've heard this year with guitar solos, because just some of them are just wow, just just great. So definitely, if you're a fan of guitar solos, I definitely recommend listening to this album. But as far as the rest of the band, this is a great overall output by this band. There are times during this CD where it kind of lulls, but in this day and age with how much saturation of music there is, and just the amount of content that is there to put out, it's I feel it's kind of, at least, I don't want to say impossible, but it's very unlikely that you're not going to find that in most albums nowadays, because there's just so much out there. So I do feel that while there are some parts that kind of lull towards the middle, like back end of the CD, which is usually where it happens, the CD really kicks ass. There's just you know, Nevermore. The first single was great. Without You is a good single. I really enjoyed it. Definitely the singer. I want to point out the vocalist. He's great. I really I enjoy his voice a lot, and he has you know a lot of songs actually sound like it's coming from, you can tell it's the same guy for the most part, but it's definitely different styles and different themes that are in his voice that are replicated and put out. And he does a great job in some of the songs, and just his vocals can be really just soaring, or just really deep and dark and just gritty. So he has a great way of having a spectrum of sounds that he can use to really up this band. So this is an album that I have really not much other than praise to give for this one. Symphony X is definitely a very underrated band, and honestly, I think this is an album that I personally will end up showing a lot of people that don't really listen to metal, because this is an album that I think a lot of people could actually like listen to this and be like, "Yo, this is awesome!" Actually, you know, because I've in several other my reviews, if you haven't watched, I've I don't want to say invented it, but I haven't heard anybody say anything like it. So for now, I bring up a genre that I like to call bridge metal, which is you got hard rock over here and you got heavy metal over here, and then you got these bands in the middle that they help bridge the gap from one to the other. Examples of these are Avenged Sevenfold, Atreyu, Bullet for My Valentine, Five Finger Death Punch, etc. I'm not going to say Symphony X is one of those bands because they are obviously a progressive metal band. They have their own identity, and they've been at it for so long. They have several different. So I'm not going to say they're a bridge metal band, but this album is, I feel, I'm not going to say the album is bridge metal, but I feel it falls under the category of it can help bridge the gap between hard rock and heavy metal. If people listen to this and that there aren't really big fans of metal, they'll be like, this is pretty sick. I like this. Is there more like this? Why, yes, there is. So, with that being said, I think I'm going to give this album a 9.1 out of 10. I really enjoyed it all the way through, and some of the things they do on this album are just fantastic. The keys are great, the bass is great, the drums are great. So I don't really have many quandaries with it, other than it kind of lulls in the middle, and I definitely will continue to listen to this moving forward. And this will definitely be a album to pay attention for in my top 10 albums of 2015. So, with that being said, what did you think of Underworld? Did you like it, dislike it, etc.? What's your opinion of Symphony X? When did you come to discover them? Have you ever seen them live, etc.? Questions, answers, opinions, all of that I would like to discuss with you in the comment box below. I would love to have a conversation with you and get to know some of the people that are watching these reviews a little more. So, with that being said, please subscribe, like, share, etc., and have a great day.